Anyway, this is so called Curtain to Fall.
Is it existential crisis right
This is more important than anything, anywhere. This is what I need to be. This is how it feels when the lights go down and there's no one left but me. This is disbelief and the silence, the sacrifice. This is an emergency. This is how it feels when the curtain falls and I wonder if it's all still real. Good days or bad, we promised ourselves to the cause. Our right to survive is bigger than any applause. They used to say, if you book them they will come, but that can't be if there's nowhere to perform. This is not the right time for the curtain to fall. This is not acceptance of everyday anodyne, swimming out in urgency. Mass preservation of the light and the sound and the color of life's beauty. Happy or sad, we promised ourselves to the cause. Enrichment of life rings louder than any applause. They used to say, if you book them they will come, but that can't be if there's nowhere to perform. This is not the right time for the curtain to fall. They used to say, if you book them they will come, but that can't be if there's nowhere to perform. This is not the right time for the curtain to fall. This is not the right time for the curtain to fall.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. It normally is a very nice and sunny time at the Levy Punk Weekender.
I'll tell you what for that.
Not this year, and you're playing right behind us on the acoustic stage shortly.
Yeah, I will be. So I'm kind of hoping that a few hardy souls make it across the big expanse of wetness and come and join me.
I saw some people standing in the rain listening to someone a little bit ago, so fingers crossed.
Okay. I don't know if people will be that committed, but we'll see what happens.
Well, the first time I saw you play, you were playing with Steve Ignorant with his Slice of Life. And I just noticed that the thing I said was your passion. You look like you were loving every second of it, and you were just so pulled into the music. Is that really how you feel about when you're playing music? You're just in there and it's a part of you?
It's a really nice way of putting it, yeah. It's because I play in various different bands, so it kind of depends on what the project is and how kind of engaged with the audience I need to be at a given moment. So in Slice of Life it's great because I'm just like, the three of us, the musicians, sit at the back and Steve's at the front and everybody's just watching him, so we can just do kind of whatever we want. So in that project it's great to just like relax and enjoy. But then if I'm playing fronting my band, or like what I'm doing today is playing solo and it's just me and a piano, I kind of have to be a bit more present and thinking about the audience and sort of trying to draw them in a bit more. But then there's always moments where it's just like, no, this is for me to just enjoy the music and get lost in it. So kind of a balance, depends.
Yes. And speaking of other bands and Steve, you're playing with him doing the CRASS cover. Well, I shouldn't say covers. It's doing CRASS songs.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, I did a tour of CRASS songs with Steve in 2011, and so for that, I basically, the day before I found out that he was looking for a singer, and I just sent my stuff off and applied. It was like a proper audition process and everything. So yeah, I auditioned and they chose me. And then after we did that tour in 2011, we then went on to form Slice of Life. So I was kind of, me and Pete, who plays guitar in Slice of Life, he ended up playing bass in 2011 for the Last Supper project as well. So we were already there and in his band, and we've already got a bassist as well. So it's like, well, there's the three of us, and we just needed a drummer. So we got Jay Bagnall from Paranoid Visions, again, a band that Steve had already played with. So it was kind of quite easy for him this time. There was no auditioning. It was just like, do you want to come and do this again, mate? And it was like, yeah.
Yeah, people that he knew and could trust and that loved the music as well.
Yeah.
So it helped. And your solo stuff, when I've seen you playing solo, I'm trying to think of a word to describe it, and I can't, because you do have that real interaction with the audience. The time I recall seeing you solo was at the Star and Garter, and something was about Butlins, because somebody... Do you remember that?
I'm always banging on about Butlins, yeah. I basically went on holiday to Butlins every single year when I was a kid. So... I like to try and channel my inner Butlins red coat when I'm at gigs, try and whip the crowd up into a frenzy, so yeah.
Yes, you definitely brought the Butlins to the Star and Garter. It was good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Can I use that as a tagline? Bringing the Butlins. Yes. That's nice.
Definitely. That's your new tagline. Bringing the Butlins to your punk gig. And one thing, I've noticed that you're really, really open about your disability. How have you found that other people have treated you because of that? Because obviously your hands are so integral to being able to play keyboard, but I didn't even know at first. It wasn't until you started commenting on it. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. And just, how did you work with that to overcome and really become very positive about it?
It's been a very long process because I spent a long time kind of hiding my difference and like just ignoring it and not talking about it and hoping that I'd just kind of blend in and nobody would comment. And when you have that approach to yourself and your body, other people kind of follow your lead. So I found that people were kind of, people would like steal glances at it and not say anything because I wasn't being open about it and I was kind of trying to hide it all the time. So I've done a lot of work on myself and on self-acceptance and self-love and trying to, be happy in my own skin. And because of what I do for a living, I just hit the point when I was like, if I'm going to put myself up on a stage, of course everybody's going to be looking at me. So the more open I can be and the more positive I can be and the more reassuring I can be to anybody else in the audience who feels different or has a difference, then that's kind of a really worthwhile endeavor. So yeah,
definitely. And that's what I was thinking as I've seen you post about it. You're even on the album cover, I think, with your hand, and I'm thinking, yes, because it makes everybody feel like, okay, I'm different, I'm not bad, I'm different, and that's okay to be different, and that's what we all need more of in this world. So thank you for putting that out there. Seriously. What's happening now for you?
Well, the next couple of weeks, I've got loads of gigs as usual. I'm playing in various different acts and guises, but it's Rebellion Festival in a couple of weeks, so that's quite a big one. So I need to get match fit again with the CRASS songs. So I've got a couple of rehearsals booked to go through them. We're playing with Slice of Life as well at Rebellion. And then we're going to America in September to tour the CRASS stuff. And then I'm doing lots of solo gigs as well. So from now till the end of the year, I'm pretty much gigging every weekend, touring. I'm touring Europe with my own stuff for the first time in November, which will be nice, doing some solo shows out there. So yeah, lots of gigs, and then in the first week of September I'm back in the studio again working on my 5th studio album, solo album. So preparing songs for that, getting them all ready and demoed and a little bit more considered than they currently are at this point. So yeah, lots to work on.
So I don't think you probably play any today, do you think? Or maybe?
The brand new ones?
Yes.
No, they're not ready for public consumption yet.
They still need your magic put to them.
A lot of magic, yeah.
What do you think as women that has been the biggest obstacle for us in the punk scene?
That's a good question. I kind of despair a little bit because I still play all day as where I'm the only female on the bill. And that was the case 25 years ago when I started playing, and it's still happening. And I think things are definitely improving on the whole. There's a lot of really good organisations out there, and people like Key Change, they're the people who do the festival posters, but they remove every band that doesn't have anyone who's not male in it, and there's like 5 bands left on those. So they bring a lot of attention to lineups, especially big high-profile events. And I think because of the work they've done, there are actually a lot bigger festivals are pushing to get like 50-50 representation and like just, and obviously not just male and female, but considering all other kinds of like diversity. So
They're enthusiastic.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I think I sound checking, so it's like, yeah. I don't know if you can still, if this is still working.
It should be.
You still be able to. Okay, you can still use it.
That's why I'm getting the microphone very
Okay,
close.
cool. Yeah. Ultimately, it would be really nice for promoters and anyone involved in live music for it just to be a meritocracy, and for people to just be like, that band's great. Oh, they happen to be all female. That band's great. Oh, they happen to have a trans person on guitar, like my band does. And it's like, but we're not there yet at all. So I think there needs to be positive discrimination, and there needs to be profile raising in order for us to get to that point where it is genuinely more of a level playing field. And I really hope we get to that point within my lifetime, but we'll see.
I've been saying that too, but we're better off than we were when we were young. That's the way I keep looking at it. And festivals like Manchester Punk Festival, where it is so much about women, open, safe spaces, open to whatever gender you decide you might want to be or not be. And it's beautiful because it's just everybody welcome. And that's what we need more of, I think. So, yeah. We have a nice soundtrack, but because of that, I'm unfortunately going to cut this a bit short. But I want to thank you so much. Really looking forward to hearing you today and hearing your new stuff because I really love your music. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Nice to chat to you. Thank you. It was very, very important to me. It came out in 1994. Probably like most of you here, when I was a teenager, I just felt like a complete misfit. I felt like I didn't fit anywhere, in anywhere. Felt very lonely, very sort of, just like a complete weirdo. And this album and this song in particular kind of made me feel like I wasn't the only person who felt that way. So if you know it, then please join in, sing along.
Head over heels, I've fit in before. Now I don't wanna do it no more. I held it all in with blood on my face. Build it up, man, so bad you can taste. I don't slack low, but I don't even judge. Don't give me shit, cause I'm not gonna budge. Just wanna be who I wanna be. Guess it's hard for others to see. I'm not a feel like I'm not a trendy asshole. Don't give a fuck if it's good enough for